So the way we're going to do this is I'm just going to, let's take the cap off. You're going to put a healthy amount of glue. Not a ton, like don't drown it in glue, but don't skimp either. Needs to hold. I'm the Elven Archer. Next, you're just going to spread the glue around with your fingers. If spreading glue around with your fingers grosses you out, then go find a new hobby. Finally, we're just going to lay down the cloth onto the wood. Alright, and in doing this, you're going to want to get out any creases, any air bubbles, anything like that. And there should be glue soaking through the cloth. So just work the glue into the cloth, make sure there's no wrinkles, air bubbles, because that completely defeats the purpose of having the backing in the first place. So I've put the backing on, and I'll show you that in a minute. And now we are on to tillering. Now, to tiller the bow, it means to just make sure both limbs are bending the same amount so that we don't have an uneven bend that will throw off the accuracy and make the bow more unstable and prone to breaking. So the first step in this is I have marked the center of the bow, and I've put this, I don't know, this is probably about 25 or 30 inches. Put this piece of wood here. A 2x4 would also work for this. And I've strung this paracord into the loops, or into the string grooves. And now, what we're going to do is you're going to need a square, and you're just going to measure how far away from the table these are. And I'll show you what that looks like. 4 1/8 inch. So this is just to give a basic idea of whether the limbs are bending the same. From this I can tell that the left limb is a little bit stiffer than the right limb, but I won't really be able to tell by how much until I put it on a tillering tree, which is what I'm going to be showing you how to build next. About a half hour later, I took one 10-foot 2x4 and I've finished making my tillering tree. So you see how it works. I just put a base on with extra scraps, the top on with extra scraps, and I cut these notches once every inch. So this is 2 inches actually from the top, and 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 37, I believe. I think I screwed up and I meant to do 36. But I just cut them out with my jigsaw, so let's move on to tillering. Right, and here is the finished bow, all strung up. It's hard to believe, but this bow is drawing 70 pounds at 24 inches. That's pretty cool. It's much too heavy for me to shoot. I can barely draw it back more than a couple times. 40 pounds is comfortable for me, 70 is just ridiculous. So this is a true longbow. It's taller than me. It's a little bit shorter than it was originally going to be, but it's definitely much more powerful than I ever thought it would be. Hey guys, TheElvenArcher here, and today, finally want to show off the English longbow. Made from a red oak board. The tutorial was up in my last video, and this is just the shooting demonstration. It turned out to be 70 pounds, which, let me tell you, is not a whole lot of fun stringing. I don't have a stringer that I feel safe using this with because my last stringer broke when I tried to use it, but yeah, it's pretty fun. So it's not a whole lot of, it's not very comfortable to shoot. It tends to go like this when I'm finished shooting just because of the shape. My next bow, I'm going to try to make it more like 35 or 40, and it'll have a much more ergonomic shape to the handle. This would have been, this weight of bow would have been at the extreme low end of a war bow. They would, of course, have had very thick war arrows with bodkin points, and many of their handles were wrapped. So this is not the most authentic English longbow that you've ever seen, especially it's made of red oak and not yew. But as you can see, it flings arrows pretty well. It's just also these arrows are spined to my 40-pound longbow, which is a fiberglass longbow. So they're flying a little erratically out of this bow. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll try this out. It's a whole lot of fun and it's very rewarding. If you're going to do this, I would recommend shaving down a lot more wood, get a lower poundage, and I would also recommend using linen for a backing as opposed to this blend cloth that I used. But again, hope you enjoyed. Archer out.